What if the NHL regular season ended today? What would the matchups look like, and who would be the team at the end of the playoff run to take home Lord Stanley? First off, in the Western Conference, we have Anaheim up against Vegas, the LA Kings against Seattle, Dallas and Minnesota, and then finally a bloodbath that will be the Utah Mammoth having to play the Colorado Avalanche. That is tough. In the Eastern Conference, Tampa Bay against Pittsburgh, Montreal and Ottawa. We got Washington and the Canes yet again, and then a weird matchup between the Devils and the Flyers. I gotta be honest, I don't think anybody's gonna be watching that. The very first playoff game of 2026, Ducks against the Golden Knights. Or should I say the Golden Sex Offenders. 3-3 tie after the first period. Anaheim takes the lead entering the third, and we have ourselves overtime where the Ducks will win game number 1. Start us off hot. We got Minnie and Dallas going at it in game number 1, and the Stars are going to take it 3-1. Pittsburgh and Tampa Bay honestly wouldn't be a bad series. I have no idea how the Lightning went from last in the Eastern Conference to now top of the Atlantic. They're on an absolute heater. The Canes and the Capitals, they go at it yet again. Washington takes a 2-0 lead. Frank and Boulevard 3-0 entering the third, and they're going to take game 1 as well. Seattle and Los Angeles, I mean, the Kraken right now are getting their asses spanked by the Oilers, and LA is going to do the same. This is probably the most one-sided series out of everybody. I mean, Colorado would absolutely destroy Utah, and they're only going to win 5-3 in game 1. Maybe the Mammoth actually make this a series. The Sens against the Habs would be a bloodbath of a series, and right now Ottawa straight up belt to ass in game number 1. Kachuk and Tim Stützle, both 3 points on the night. Giroux had 2. Turning back the clock, Perron was good. Lars Eller had a goal. Philly and New Jersey would probably be that one series that nobody tunes into. I mean, 2 poverty franchises that are more so irrelevant right now as the Flyers. Matvei Mishkov, overtime winner in game number 1. Vegas and Anaheim going at it again. The Golden Knights right now, they are in a wild card position, and they're going to overtime. We get overtime in game 2, and Tomas Hertl will get the game winner. Minnesota and Dallas, that would be a good series to go at it, but the Stars obviously are the favorites, and they're going to take a 2-0 series lead, as they should. Pittsburgh, Tampa Bay going at it again. The Lightning trying to take a 2-0 series lead. They are headed to overtime, but it doesn't matter. Hagel Bagel will get the OT winner. Caps trying to do the same. Go up 2-0 over Carolina after getting gentlemen swept last season. They got a 3-0 lead entering the third. Duhaime, Protas, and Strome, and there it is. Carolina got to be the biggest frauds in the entire league, man. We don't have the 5th rendition of Edmonton against LA. Seattle took our spot this season. 5-3 lead after 2, and LA, a 3-goal third period. Armia, Turcotte, and Kopitar, and they're going up 2-0. Realistically, this should be a 4-game sweep, but we'll see what NHL 26 has to say about it, and as of right now, it is looking like it's going to be a 4-game series. Montreal and Ottawa, first period, no scores. Second period, the Sens go up 1-0. Ridley, Gregg, and then Captain Brady. Man, the Senators might actually be for real. Philadelphia has a 1-0 lead over the Devils, which is honestly shocking, and yeah, this is more like it. This is what I expected out of this series. Cutter Gauthier gets Anaheim on the board here in game 3, entering the third period. It is still a 1-0 game, and the Ducks, they are going to take game 3, 3-2. Dallas has a 2-0 lead over Minnesota. They are down 3-1 after the first period, though. Second period, they get back to within 1, but it does not matter. Game number 3 here in Pittsburgh. The Pens just trying to get back in this series, and they can't do it. They're the first team to be facing elimination, down 3-2. We got the Capitals trying to go up 3-0 over Carolina. First period, 1-1 tie. Chatfield and Dubois. Second period, still a 1-1 game, and we are entering OT. Here we go, getting our very first overtime action of the postseason, and it's game 3, Capitals against Canes, with Washington trying to go up 3-0 in the series. Svechnikov over to Miller. Keandre Miller playing forward right now. Aho from the blue paint. Svechnikov can't get a handle on it, and here come the Capitals the other way. They got dusted by the Canes last season. They don't want it to happen again, and there it is. Banza make a dance. Jacob Chikrin, overtime winner, and it is a 3-0 series lead for the Capitals. Jacob Chikrin on fire in real life, and Alexi Protas is going to find him in the slot, joining the rush, and it's just a perfect shot. Right on the hash marks. Jacob Slavin couldn't get there in time. Bar down on Frederik Andersen, getting sniped high glove. Los Angeles trying to copy their homework. First period, they're up 2-0. Fiala and Byfield. Oh my, Seattle responded. Did they ever? They ain't getting swept. Can Utah do anything to slow down Colorado? That is the question right now. 2-1 lead entering the third. They enter overtime, but it does not matter. Montreal, Ottawa, game 3. 3-0 lead. Bolduc, Struble, and Demidov. 4-0 after 2, and Montreal is on the board. We got a 1-1 tie between the Devils and Flyers. Bit of an interesting series, but New Jersey is starting to take over as they go up 2-1. We got the Anaheim Ducks losing game number 3 because of a third period comeback. We got Mitch Marner scoring important playoff goals before Grand Theft Auto 6. Can the Dallas Stars take a 3-1 series advantage entering the third? They are down 3-1. Tarasenko, Yakov Trenin, and Jonas Brodin, and Minnesota, they're going to tie that bitch up. Tampa Bay can be the first team to move on to the second round if they get a victory here tonight. They're down by 1. Chris Letang, the Unk, gets the Pittsburgh Penguins the lead, and then Anthony Mantha solidifies it on Vasilevsky. A 2-goal lead here in the third period. Pittsburgh getting heavily outshot 35-23. Tampa Bay on the power play. They cannot capitalize though, and the Penguins are going to stay alive. Here we go. Washington also has an opportunity to move on. They get a 2-1 lead after 1. Protas and Lapierre, but Carolina's going to tie it. Seth Jarvis on the power play, and we got ourselves a tie game. Never mind. Tom Wilson, Team Canada native, on the power play against Frederik Andersen. 11 minutes to spare here in the third. Can the Capitals become the very first team to move on? 7 minutes remain. There it is. PLD with the insurance marker. And the Washington Capitals, they will be moving on to round number 2. Game 4 between the Kings and Kraken. First period, we got a 1-1 tie. Edmondson and McCann. Second period, Los Angeles absolutely exploded, and they're going to go up 3-1. Colorado trying to move on to the second round. They are down by 1 after the first. Is it Jack McBain? Jarrett McBain? All right, I'm not going to try. Second period, they are down by 1 yet again, but Valerie Nichushkin will tie the game up on Vejmelka. Shots are 22-22. Power play for Colorado. They do not get anything on it. Another power play. They can't capitalize. Now Utah has an opportunity. Nobody can score. Here we go in OT yet again. We got Colorado against Utah with a mammoth season on the line. The Avs trying to sweep and move on, and obviously Utah trying to keep their season alive. Oh no, Makar walks in right off the shin pads though. That was a beautiful block by Utah. Here come the Mammoth the other way. Gunther into the zone. He's going to take a shot on Blackwood, and he will save that and cover it up. 18-15. John Marino to Cooley. Here we go. Counterattack. Man, the Avalanche just look so fast in NHL 26. I don't know what it is. Martin H's headed down low, centers that puck to nobody. Utah's going to get out of their own zone. Dylan Gunther's got a one-on-one with the best D-man in the world. Gunther fires one. Easy save again. The shots that Utah... How is that not offside? That was not offside? All right, EA, what are we doing? I swear Utah looked offside there. Ross Colton into the zone. Stops up. Spins, fires. Great save by Vejmelka. Keeping the season alive despite Utah outshooting Colorado. We got ourselves a tie game. Victor Olofsson has some room, takes a shot. Vejmelka with the glove save. Colorado wins that draw. Girard blasting one. It's going to go wide, though. Nichushkin tries to center that puck. Nick Schmaltz takes it out. Less than 13 to remain here in overtime. JJ Pekturka with a shitty little shot on net. Man, Utah, we got to start creating some better chances if we want to get this season... Never mind. Colorado is off to the second round. Hookers and blow. Valerie Nichushkin will end Utah's season as they sweep in the very first round. Nobody is shocked. Let's see if the Ottawa Senators can take a stranglehold against Montreal. They're down by 1 entering the third period with an opportunity to go up 3-1. They're out shooting them 32-17, but man, Montreal's goaltender is standing on his head as Caden Gooley will get the insurance marker and Montreal ties the series up. New Jersey trying to go up 3-1 over Philly. They're down 2-0 after the first. Konechny and Drysdale, second period, 3-1 lead, and dear God, the Philadelphia Flyers straight up belted New Jersey. Probably the most important game so far in the postseason. We get a 2-2 tie between Vegas and Anaheim. Pivotal game number 5 where the Vegas Golden Knights will get a 4-1 victory. We got another 2-2 series tie. First period, 3-0 lead for the Stars. Johnston, Steele, and Heiskanen. Oh my, Minnesota comes back in the second and then rallies in the third. Man, the Dallas Stars are straight up frauds. Can the Pittsburgh Penguins do the unthinkable? They were down 3-0 this series. They got a victory in game number 4. Here in game 5, trying to keep that season alive again. They're only down by 1. I mean, it's doable. Not if the Tampa Bay Lightning strike on this 5-on-3. Well, there it is. Connor Clifton on Andrei Vasilevsky, and we have ourselves a tie game. No way the Pittsburgh Penguins are putting this much of a fight. And with 34 seconds to remain, Jake Gensel on the power play will end Pittsburgh's season. Seattle, LA are going to go after it. The Kraken 2-0 lead. Kaapo Kakko turning into a star for Seattle, and the Kraken a 5-2 victory. Montreal and Ottawa, they are all knotted up at 2. First period 2-1 lead. Second, the Habs go up 4-2, and they take a 3-2 series lead. And now the Senators, they're going to face eliminations. New Jersey against Philadelphia. First period 1-0 lead. Second period, the Devils go up by 2, but Philly, they are on a roll. Mishkov straight up carrying. They score 4 in the third period. The Golden Knights trying to end their series. First period, no score. Second period, they're up by 1. Noah Hanifin on the power play, and they are 16 minutes away from potentially moving on as Captain Mark Stone on Lucas Dostel will give Vegas the lead. Halfway through this third period, can Anaheim get any offense going? I understand they're young, they're inexperienced, this is their first time back in the postseason, and they're going to end up losing to the Vegas Golden Knights in 6 games. Honestly, that's not really something to be ashamed of. Dallas got to get a big victory here. They have the opportunity to become a first-round exit. 1-1 tie after 1, and entering the third, we got a tie game. Shots are even, score is even. Minnesota has the opportunity to eliminate Dallas. Never thought that would happen, but Mikko Rantanen in a big spot. He comes up clutch, and the Dallas Stars force a game 7. Kings trying to close out the show here in Seattle. 2-0 lead after 1. Anderson and Laferriere. Second period, Seattle's going to tie it up. Montour Marchment. We have ourselves a game. 18 minutes to go. Shots are pretty low, and then Adrian Kempe, the Oiler killer, will give LA the lead as the Kings got a hold on now. Darcy Kemper, Vezina finalist last season. The man needs to step up when it matters most. 5 minutes remaining. Here we are, 2:27 remaining in the third, and Los Angeles has a 1-goal advantage. Trying to close out this series, move on to the second round, but here comes Seattle. Kaapo Kakko over to Schwartz. He can't contain that puck. Cody Ceci, Mr. Game 7 himself. I mean, we're only in Game 6 right now. If it goes to 7 games, then you got to watch out for Ceci, but for the first 6, that dude ain't doing nothing. Kaapo Kakko centers that puck. Good save by Kemper. He's going to cover that one up. Offensive zone draw. Seattle ends up losing it to Anze Kopitar. This is his final season, so you know he doesn't want to go out again in the first round. I mean, Edmonton, they've spoiled LA for the last 4 years. What are we doing? Does nobody know how to enter the zone? How about a dump and chase? Dear God, man, the computer AI is horrible. 37 seconds remain. Kobe's going to win that draw. Back to Anderson. He goes D to Doughty. Over to Kempe. Kempe's into the zone. Takes a shot into the court. Easy save. We got less than 30 seconds to go. Seattle's going to have to pull their goaltender. Here we go. We are going for broke. Kaapo Kakko over Schwartz with a shot. Great save by Kemper. Kakko centers it. Matty Beniers had an opportunity to tie the game up. What are we doing? What? Okay. That has got to be the worst defensive computer AI I've ever seen in my life. Okay, I'm going to set the stage for you right now. Season on the line. Elimination game. You're down by 1. You got an empty net. 2 defensemen. Why are they not pressuring Anze Kopitar right now? Instead, they are quite literally just going to back up and allow him to backhand it in the empty net. Great job. Memorial trying to close out the series right now against the Sens. First period, they're down by 2. Pinto and Amadio. Second period, 3-0 lead, and we got ourselves a Game 7, baby, between 2 Canadian teams. If you told me at the beginning of the season that Philadelphia would actually win a playoff series, I would be shocked. They have the opportunity to do so, and they get it to overtime. Here we go. Season on the line for the Devils, and we have overtime, baby. If we get this many overtime periods, the playoffs are going to be electric. I'll tell you that right now. Unfortunately, EA does not want to show me the shots in the game. Brendan Dillon enters the zone. He's going to stop up. Back to Jesper Bratt. Nice block shot. Was that Bobby Brink? I think it was. Good save there. Rebound, Palat. Andre Palat could not bury it on Urson. 17:49. Jack Hughes going to win that draw. Brendan Dillon walks down Main Street. How did he not bury that puck? The dude had like 3 years to think about where he wanted to shoot it. 17:26. Jack Hughes on the draw yet again. Up against Sean Couturier. A very good draw taker. And he's going to win that one back to Travis Sanheim. Matvei Mishkov. Full head of steam. Mishkov in. Can't get a shot on net. Offensive zone draw for the Flyers. Sean Couturier, he wins that draw. Mishkov back to the line. Sanheim with a shot. Rebound. What a save by Jacob Markstrom. That's going to be icing. That is going to be icing on the play. Philly's going to win that draw. Back to Drysdale. He sends it to absolutely nobody. Matvei Mishkov turns the puck over. And here come the Devils the other way. Jesper Bratt into the zone. Finds Hughes. Oh, he tried to feed it in the middle. It was a bad, risky play. And here comes Philly. Why do we even say here comes Philly? We know computer AI. They're not doing anything. 12:45 remaining here in overtime. New Jersey season is on the line. Dare I say it again? The Devils have the opportunity to be eliminated. Mishkov over Couturier. That was Konechny. That was not Matvei. Brendan Dillon, D to Hughes. Stretch pass all the way up to Timo Meier. Meier, oh my God, he steamrolled that guy. Timo Meier's a wrecking ball right now. Meier back to the blue line. Hamilton, they can't bury it. They get a turnover again. Ring it off the bar, though. New Jersey is so close to forcing a Game 7 right now. Zegras, get it out. Travis Konechny has no energy at all. Cross ice to Noah Cates. Cates, backhanded on net, buddy. Get it in deep. Go for a line change. Do what you need to do to just keep this game alive right now. Nosen doesn't get a shot on net, though. Juleson, he's going to skate it out all the way up to Trevor Zegras. The shootout, man. Bobby Brink into the zone. That was not a good shot. New Jersey wins that draw. Brett Pesce all the way up to Timo Meier. They had full pressure, but obviously New Jersey, what was that pass? Oh, man. This computer AI is rough, and there it is. There is literally the perfect example. Why are you offside in that scenario? I just need to see a overtime winner before the clock runs down to 0. Cody Glass enters the zone. He loses it. Here comes Dvorak the other way. Dalibor, is that Dalibor? That is not Dalibor Dvorak. What am I talking about? It's Christian Dvorak. Dalibor Dvorsky is the other guy that I'm thinking of. Dvorak centers it. Cam York, no, right off the shin pads over to Delorier, and it is a 4th liner that is going to end New Jersey's season as the Devils will be moving on. The Devils will be moving on. The Phillies moving on, you dummy. Philadelphia, a 6-game series over New Jersey, and the Devils, a disappointing playoff exit yet again. All right, we got our first Game 7 of the first round. First period, 1-0 lead for the Stars. Robo on Gustafsson. Second period, 2-1 lead, and Minnesota, a massive third. Tarasenko, Eriksson, and Rossi, and they are moving on. Habs against Senators, Game 7 do or die time. First period, 1-0 lead. Captain Nick Suzuki gets them on the board, and it is a 2-0 lead. As we enter the third period, Ivan Demidov gets the insurance marker for the Habs. Shots are 24-23. Le Montreal trying to hold on. Is it Monty in the net, or is it Dobish? Regardless, I'm very shocked and surprised that Ottawa is not finding the back of the net right now. Complete shameful in a Game 7. They get one. It's not going to matter. Le Montreal is off to the second round of the postseason. We have now moved on to the second round. The playoffs get smaller. We got LA, Vegas, Colorado against Minnesota, Tampa Bay, and Le Montreal, and then Philly against Washington. I'm not going to lie. These are some weird playoff matchups. All right, Game 1 between LA and Vegas. That is a series I don't think we've seen since 2017 where the Golden Knights swept them. In LA, they got a victory. Joel Armia is the overtime hero on the bum that is Adin Hill. Colorado's going to end up losing Game 1 6-2. They ain't playing Utah anymore. We haven't seen the Lightning and the Habs face off since, I believe, 2015, a long time ago. And dear God, Tampa Bay stomps all over Le Montreal. Esti da Tabernac. I fully expect Washington to stomp all over Philadelphia, and that is exactly what is not happening as the Flyers spoil Game 1. LA obviously took Game 1 over Vegas, but the Golden Sex Offenders are going to tie the game up. L's in the chat? Colorado got to get their get back, man. They got dominated in Game 1. They can't get embarrassed again like that. 3-3 tie entering the third, and Colorado will prevail. Ivan. Tampa Bay dominated the Habs in Game 1. No score after the first period. Le Montreal is up 2-1. Gallagher and Laine. We are headed to overtime, and Le Montreal. Nick Suzuki. Esti da Tabernac. Can Philadelphia actually make like a Cinderella run to the Stanley Cup Finals? I would be shocked. And right now, they're going to go to overtime against Washington. Overtime between the Capitals and the Flyers, and Washington, they have an opportunity. Why am I saying Philadelphia has an opportunity to go up 2-0 in this series, and that would be very shocking considering they're kind of ass. 18:45 left to play. Sean Couturier back to the blue line. Great save there by LT. Jacob Chikrin all the way up to Protas. Alexi Protas enters the zone. Ovi, the greatest goal scorer of all time, and he ends up missing the net. Matvei Mishkov the other way. Mishkov is into the zone. One-touch deke, tries to get a shot on net. He can't do it. Protas, great. Oh my God. Mishkov is bodying Protas. Am I seeing this correctly? Alexei Protas is like 6'6". Ovi. Again, wires one off the shin pads. Great save there by the netminder, but they turn it over. Protas back to Chicky. Bands can't make a dance. Philly wins that draw. Over. Zegras. Great save there by Thompson. Full pressure in the offensive zone, and Washington is going to get out. Matt Roy enters the zone. Roy, cross ice. Good back check by Dvorak. He's going to take his time, make a smart play, hopefully. There we go, over to Owen Tippett. Tippett's going to enter that zone. He's in, takes a shot. I mean, these are routine saves for LT right now. Back to the blue line. Steeler with a shot. Great save by Thompson. Again, Philadelphia controlling the pace of play. And LT is forced to be making save after save after save. 9:45, Tom Wilson. Can he be the OT hero to tie this series up? There's a rebound. McMichael can't get a handle on it. Philly's going to break that out. Tippett. That was a suey. That was indeed a suey. 8 minutes remain here in overtime. Bulleville. He's going to dump that puck in deep. Dump and chase hockey right now by Washington. They are tired. They are bagged. And they are on the brink of going down 2-zip. Great shot off the shin pads. Just like the CPU drew it up. Please, can we get some sort of a goal right now? Trevor Zegras. He's going to wind one up. And Logan Thompson is going to cover it up. Martin Feravari is going to lose that puck over to TVR. TVR, make the smart play. There we go. All the way up to Boulevard. Entering the zone. Oh my God, that defenseman is just backing in over. Ryan Leonard can't get a shot on net. The computer AI right now are struggling to get a goal. Noah Cates, he's just going to flick that puck out. Feravari loses it. Travis Konechny. That's Bobby Brink. That is not Konechny. Bobby Brink has a lot of time. Skate that puck, brother. Get into the zone and make a play. He's going to rim it around the wall. All the way back to the D-man, Sean Couturier, and he's going to turn it over. Wait a minute. Sanheim with a shot, and it's going to end up going wide. We got 1:20 left to play. Strome dumps it in deep. Can somebody be the OT hero before I hop the hell out of here? Laurier, he had a goal. He had an overtime winner. I think it was a series winner. Garner Hathaway, the fourth line for Philly going to work right now. Dear God. That was a home run Jose Bautista style. Washington on that forecheck, but they can't get anything out of it. 35 seconds to spare. Laurier, cross ice to Couturier. Sean Couturier just turns that puck over. What? I mean, who's programming these computer AIs? They're literally just handing it to the other team right now. Juleson, do not put that puck in your own net, buddy. Here we go. Dorwart over to Dalibor Dvorsky. That's not... Why? Why do I keep saying that? It's Christian Dvorak. He was drafted in like 2015. I know this man. Dewart. He's getting pinned on the wall by Dylan Strome. Feravari. Oh, that could have been a steal. That could have been a steal, but instead, I don't believe we are getting an overtime winner here in OT. Who is going to take a 2-1 series lead between the Kings and the Golden Knights? 3-2 after one. We got a high-scoring affair. Second period, still 3-2. And Los Angeles, a massive third to go up 2-1. Colorado had a loss to Minnesota. First loss in the postseason. First period, down by 1. Second period, Vladimir Tarasenko is not getting the game winners. McKinnon and Landy will chip in, and Colorado goes up 2-1. First period between Tampa Bay and Montreal. Victor Hedman, the captain, has a lone goal. Second period, Tampa Bay goes up 2-0, and Montreal is going to force overtime, and it will be Zach Bolduc with the OT winner. Philly and Washington going at it yet again, entering the third. They're all knotted up at 2. Washington and Philly. It's an absolute bloodbath, but Alexander Ovechkin will give the Capitals the victory. Ovi! Los Angeles trying to go up 3-1. First period, they got a 2-0 lead. Brian Dumoulin and Quinton Byfield. Second period, Vegas cuts it in half, but it does not matter. The Kings are on fire. Can the Avalanche continue to dominate? First period, they're down by 1. Ryan Hartman, that man is still playing in the NHL. Second period is still a 1-0 lead, and Minnesota shuts out Colorado. Suck on that. Funny enough, the Lightning down 2-1 Le Montreal. I definitely did not expect this. Down by 1 after the first. Second period, it is a 3-2 lead. Can Tampa Bay not go down? Oh my. Patty Laine is going full 2018 right now. Back to his 40-goal form, and the Montreal Canadiens are 1 game away from potentially making the conference finals. I don't believe it. Washington has a 2-1 series lead right now over Philly. Honestly, they probably should have swept, but Philadelphia, they are a hard team to play as they tie the series up. Vegas is facing the music right now. Elimination game, hopefully. Philly. First period, we have no score. LA, though, Quinton Byfield gives them a 1-0 lead entering the third. Can they somehow do something special? I want to see Los Angeles move on, I'll be honest. Fuck Vegas. Whenever Vegas loses, it's a good day for the remainder of the NHL, and there it is. The Los Angeles Kings will eliminate Vegas and shut them out in game number 5. Ah, fuck you, you stupid bastards. Very pivotal game 5 between the Avs and the Wild. First period, it's a 1-0 lead for Kirill Kaprizov. Second period, Colorado ties it up. And Colorado is going to explode in the third. Landy, the old man that is Brent Burns, and Nathan McKinnon, they go up 3-2. The Montreal Canadiens have an opportunity to move on. First period, 3-0 lead. Evans, Kapanen, and Demidov. The Tampa Bay Lightning are absolutely cooked. We got the Habs in the conference finals. Philly and Washington also are tied at 2 in the series. 1-1 tie after 1. Delorier. This guy is scoring big-time goals in the playoffs. Alexei Protas been good as well. It is the third period, and Washington, they're not going to get a goal, but there it is. Duhaime in overtime on Urson, and they go up 3-2. 47 shots on goal. Colorado trying to move on to the Western Conference Finals. They got a 1-0 lead after 1. Parker Kelly, result of it. And Minnesota trying to force a game 7. They're getting outshot 26-17. Avs on the power play. They don't get anything on it. Low scoring affair here in game number 6. Honestly, I expected more out of Colorado, but man, you cannot hate on this. They just keep on winning, and they are moving on to round number 3. All right, Philadelphia, can y'all force a game number 7? Washington, absolute pounded. 5-1 after the first 2. It does not matter. The final 4, Los Angeles against Colorado, and then we have Montreal against Washington. Who is moving on to the Cup Finals? We are getting down to the nitty-gritty. We can now hop into more games as they frequently go on, but Los Angeles, they are going to work. They did go to work. They forgot to clock out. It is a 4-3 lead entering the third. Never mind. Andrei Kuzmenko will tie this bitch up. And then Philip Deneau on the power play, and Adrian Kempe. It is a goal-scoring barrage against Colorado right now. Landy gets the Avs back to within 1. 11 minutes remain here in the third. Are we going to have to hop in? Are we actually going to have to hop in? Here we go, baby. Late in the third period. Game number 1 of the Western Conference Finals, and the Kings, they're holding on to a 1-goal lead, 6-5. It has been an absolute gong show. Kevin Fiala trying to make a move on the backhand. Blackwood's going to sprawl out. I mean, Los Angeles doesn't really need another goal. Colorado trying to get back in this. Shots at 38-35. A lot of shots, a lot of goals, a lot of offense, not a lot of defense, but that is good for the consumer. Caravanta, he's going to pound it in deep. Go after it. Ivan. He has an overtime hero in this postseason. Ivan trying to spin off that forechecker. I believe it is Fiala. He wins it, but it's going to go out of the zone and down the length of the ice. Von Taves headmans that puck. Why is Colorado ringing out their fourth line right now? Caravanta with a shot. Saved by Kemper. Rebound, and he buries it. Caravanta will tie the game up. I guess I got to shut the hell up. The fourth line of the Colorado Avalanche get it done in game number 1, and they tie everything up. What a game. That was only 13 seconds remaining in the third, and Caravanta is going to tie everything up as we end up going to overtime here in game 1. We have ourselves a battle. Here we go in overtime. Game 1 of the conference finals. Kings against the Avs. Anze Kopitar in his final season, just trying to win another Stanley Cup. He's got 2. But Kopi was like 25 years old by the time he had 2 cups. The Kings outside of this season has not won a playoff series since 2014, winning Lord Stanley, which is kind of crazy. They have been a first-round exit every season they made it in. Okay, why is Martin H. just thinking he's Patrick Kane right now? Out in front, McKinnon can't bury it. How? How did the dog not bury that puck? Adrian Kempe the other way. Kempe enters the zone. He's going to lose it. Makar headmans that up to Natchez. That's McKinnon. Never mind. Cross ice to Martin. Over to Lehkonen. Lehkonen in. Why? Why does EA insist on everybody taking a slap shot? Oh my God. 2-on-1 forming. Kopi in. Ross Colton. Over to Tori Lehkonen. Can't get a shot. Not a great shot on net. Colorado's going to win that draw. Girard with a shot. Oh my God. It went in. Samuel Girard's second of the night. And the Colorado Avalanche are going to go up 1-0 in the Western Conference Finals. Here we go. Montreal against Washington. Game number 1, 2-1 lead for the Capitals after round 2-1 lead for Washington after period number 1. Second period, we got a 3-2 game. Can the Les Habitants somehow tie this game up? Kind of like LA did. Or no, Colorado did against Los Angeles. But Frank's going to score. We got Anne Frank scoring goals before GTA 6. The Washington Capitals are going to win game 1 5-3. Colorado against LA. This could be a bloodbath of a series, man. If it's anything like game number 1, Colorado down by 1 entering the third despite being on home ice. Los Angeles, Warren Fogle extends the lead, but Landy again, power play marker. This is back-to-back games. There it is. Captain Landy is getting it done. Not letting his team die. Victor Olofsson gives Colorado the lead halfway through the third. Ducks are 29-27, but Warren Fogle. There is absolutely zero defense on display right now. It is a gong show. There is no goaltending on display in this series. 7-6 with 35 seconds to remain in the third period. And Los Angeles, this is back-to-back games now where they could have been up 2-0 in the series, but they are just trying to get a 1-1 split entering game number 3 in Los Angeles. Doughty, nice save there by Blackwood. All right, 20 seconds to go. Colorado, they are pulling their netminder over. Colton with a shot. He's going to end up missing the net. Ross Colton cannot. Why is it always the fourth liners out on the ice in the most important times possible? Drew Doughty with a wide open net, and that will seal the deal. The LA Kings are going to tie the series up at 1 after beating Colorado in game 2. The Caps have a 1-0 lead over the Habs. First period, 2-0 lead. Protas and Ovi. Second period, they are up 3-0. And man, this has been a one-sided series so far. I am way more interested in this Colorado-LA series than the other one. This is actually a back-and-forth affair. Colorado, though, Cale Makar, best defenseman in the league, will give the Avalanche the lead here in the third period. Colorado trying to hold on. It has been an absolute bloodbath of goal scoring, but not in game number 3 as the Avalanche walk away with a shutout victory. I don't believe it. Washington trying to go up 3-0 in their series. They got a 2-2 tie entering the third. Dubois, Newhook, McMichael, and Caulfield have the goals in the game so far. Washington might actually sweep, man. They're on a heater right now, and Le Montreal is struggling to find the back of the net. Getting outshot, getting outplayed, and potentially getting swept. Montreal takes the lead, though. Captain Nick Suzuki on Logan Thompson, and they have their first victory in the series. Colorado can take a stranglehold on the series. We got a 1-1 tie after 1. Kempe and Nichushkin, second period. Valerie again. He's officially on hat-trick watch, and then Ivan on Darcy Kemper. Man, this guy's been massive for Colorado in this playoff run. He's been putting in work. 4-1 lead. Nathan McKinnon and the Avalanche are 1 win away from heading back to the Stanley Cup Finals. Fuck! Washington trying to do the same. First period, they are down by 1. Newhook, Newfie on the power play. Second period, Washington will tie it up. Tom Wilson, the goon. I don't know, maybe Tom Wilson makes Team Canada. I mean, his play kind of warranted that. But right now, nobody's talking about the Olympics. We are talking about the Stanley Cup. Can Washington and Montreal go to overtime that we actually hop into? Here we go in overtime. Capitals against Les Montreal. Washington has a 2-1 series lead. Trying to go up 3-1 over the Habitants. Montreal, let's be honest, they're kind of on a Cinderella run right now. Washington's been a little bit of a wagon so far in the postseason. Oh, Ovi over to Strome, and Montembeault is going to make the save. Strome's going to snap that back. Chicky, fans make a dance. Ovi with an opportunity to win the game. The puck is free. The puck is free. Somebody got to get on that puck, man. If that was Sidney Sweeney, I'd be on that ass. Uri Slavkovsky enters his own. Slav over. Suzuki. Great save there by Logan Thompson. Beautiful save by LT. Gooley sends it over to Suzuki. He tries to take a little bit of a floaty backhand. I don't really understand that, I'll be honest. Noah Dobson over to Slavkovsky. He's going to enter that zone. Slav down low. Dobson, great save. There was a rebound floating, but luckily Washington recovered. Cross ice to Protas. Protas enters the zone. Finds Ovi. Ovi still has it. He's going to put it into the corner. That's a good play. As long as you're not turning it over at any of the blue lines, you are fine. Line A over. Doc with a shot. Saved by LT. Montreal's going to keep that in. They got full pressure in the offensive zone. Lane. Hudson off the bar. How? Somebody explain to me how. Jake Evans all the way up to Hudson. Here we go. Head fake Hudson. Enters the zone. Oh my. That would have been beautiful. Oh my God. That was filthy. Lane Hudson with the head fakes, the pump fakes, and the crossovers, and an overtime winner to tie the series up at 2. Colorado is officially 1 win away from reaching the Cup final yet again. 2-0 lead after 1. Landy and Makar. It's 3-1 after 2. And Colorado is going to play for the Stanley Cup yet again. We get a very pivotal game number 5 between the Habs and the Caps. First period, no score. Second, and it's a 2-1 lead. Wilson and Ovi gets the goals for the Capitals. And all of a sudden, Washington eventually moving on to the Cup finals to play Colorado. That would be crazy. But Ivan Demigod gets the goal to tie things up at 2. And then Patty Laine on his Fortnite shit 2018 scores a power play marker to give the Habs the lead. And then Montreal will extend it. Caden Gooley and Logan Thompson. Les Habitants have the opportunity to play for Lord Stanley. Can Montreal close out this series? We got a first period, no score. Second period, and Les Habitants, Slavkovsky, Laine, and Matheson. All they have to do is sit back in the third and not allow a historical collapse. They're up by 3. They're out shooting them 32-20. You know Washington with the season on the line. They're going to try everything they can right now. Is Montreal actually going to play for Lord Stanley in the Cup finals? Here we go. Push for offense. I mean, dude, Washington is in a hole right now. They're down by 3 with 5 to go. They might be cooked. They might actually be cooked as Les Habitants are on the road to the Stanley Cup. What the fuck is going on? We get 2 minutes and 30 seconds to remain. Washington against the ropes. I mean, I would love to see Ovi win another Stanley Cup. I just don't think it's likely right now. I think the Caps are probably going to fall to the Habs here in the conference finals. 1 minute and 10 seconds remain. They're down by 3. They need a quick one. Dowd, backhander on net. Easy save by Montembeault. I can't believe the Montreal Canadiens are actually going to make the Cup finals with their starting goalie being Samuel Montembeault out of every starting goaltender. Dobson into the zone of Slavkovsky. Slav trying to take a shot on net. 40 seconds remain. Capitals can't do anything right now. No offense at all. 0 offense. Oh my. Matt Roy absolutely blasted one, but it didn't go in the back of the net. We got less than 30. Less than 30 and a potential shot at a Canadian Stanley Cup yet again. It was the Oilers back-to-back times, and it could be Le Montreal. Duhaime enters the zone. He's going to get stopped up by Jake Evans. Over to Brendan Gallagher. Less than 10 remains. PLD over to Nick Dowd. And it does not matter. The Montreal Canadiens are going to be moving on to face Colorado in the Stanley Cup Finals. They end up beating the Capitals in 6 games. They had a little bit of a Cinderella run, but not really. And now they have to face off against an absolute juggernaut that is well-rested, well-prepared, and ready to win their second Cup of the 2020s. And then there were 2. Colorado against Montreal in a best-of-7 for Lord Stanley. Who gets it done? Here we go. Game number 1 of the Stanley Cup Finals. First period, 1-0 lead for Colorado. Val Nichushkin. Is Colorado really just going to get it done? Second period, Habs will respond. Struble and Gallagher. And then we got a 1-goal game entering the third. I mean, it's anybody's game right now. Colorado could easily score 1 and then an overtime winner, but Montreal with Dobish, Monty, one of the 2 are probably starting right now. 6 minutes remain. Can they hold on with a 1-goal lead? That is the question, and it's a short-handed goal by Nathan McKinnon, and then he gets another one to steal game number 1 on the road. Can the Montreal Canadiens respond? They gave up game number 1 after having the lead. 2-0 after 1. Gallagher and Anderson. Second period, it's a multi-goal affair. Colorado so far has been down in every single game. Ivan Demidov on the power play, and that will do it. A 7-3 stomping by Les Habitants. Game 3 has made the switch to Colorado. First period, 1-0 lead by Nathan McKinnon. The dog. Habs are going to tie it up in the second. Oliver Kapanen. And then we got ourselves a tie game entering the third. Power play by Le Montreal. They don't get anything on it. Another power play. Where is the special teams? Montreal could have the lead here in the third period if they could just find the back of the net. And it's going to be Jury that gives Colorado the lead late in the third. Here we go. 1:17 left to play in the third. And Colorado, they have the lead, trying to go up 2-1 here in the series, and of course inch closer towards a Stanley Cup. Slavkovsky centers it to nobody. Counterattack by Colorado. Martin H. the other way. Finds McKinnon. Full head of steam. Nate Dogg. Oh my. He tried to put that through the glass. He was not playing around. Uri Slavkovsky's going to take his time and dump the puck in deep. 30 seconds to go here in the third. Colorado trying to win back-to-back games. Back up to Nathan McKinnon. They're not winning back-to-back. What am I even talking about? McKinnon's into the zone. Nate Dogg down low. Centers it. Slavkovsky with a stick on it. And Montembeault to not cover it up as he's going to play it. That's a little bit risky. Especially down by one. Slavkovsky. There they go. They're going to pull their goaltender. Uri dumps it in deep. Empty net for the Habs. Less than 10 seconds to go. Suzuki can't get a shot on net. And it's going to be an Avalanche victory as they are going to take game number 2 by a Gabriel Landeskog overtime winner. The captain strikes again. Can Colorado continue to steamroll their way to a Stanley Cup? First period, a 3-1 lead. Landy, Girard, and Nichushkin. It's still 3-1 entering the third. 4-1, never mind. Cale Makar. I mean, I gotta be honest, I don't see anybody stopping Colorado as they absolutely dominate the Habs and go up 3-1 after a 7-1 victory. Well, that was uneventful. Lord Stanley is in the building. Colorado has an opportunity to win it yet again. First period, we got a 2-2 tie. Anderson and Suzuki, McKinnon, and Brock Nelson. Entering the third, Le Habitants. Bolduc and Demidov, they're going to give them a multi-goal lead. Shots are 31-22. Habs trying to stay alive here. They know the cup is in the building. They know they got to fight to get to a game 7. They take it one game at a time, one shift at a time, 1 second at a time. And so far, so good, as they will not get eliminated and they will force a game 6 back in Colorado. The Avs get another shot at potentially winning the cup here tonight. First period, 1-0 lead. Cale Makar strikes first. Second period, it is still a 1-goal game as Colorado tries. Never mind. Cole Caulfield the cock. And then Ivan Demidov again. But Cale Makar is going to tie that game up. It has been a back and forth game. Demidov, he has been going off in this third period, giving the Montreal Canadiens the lead. 7 minutes to spare. Can they hold on? Samuel Montembeault, can you shut the door? Kirby Dach will do it, and we are headed to a Game 7 in Le Montreal. God damn, the roof is going to blow off the place, I swear to God. Here we go, Game 7. First period, it's a 2-1 lead. McKinnon and Nelson. Newhook gets the lone goal for Colorado. He doesn't play for Colorado anymore. He plays for Le Montreal. Get it right. Second period, they go up 3-1. Nathan McKinnon over Samuel Montembeault. 1 period remaining on the 2025-2026 NHL season. It's a Game 7 in the Bell Center. The roof is rocking, and it is a 3-1 lead for Colorado. I'll be honest, I mean, I didn't really want to go to a Game 7 if the Avs are just going to easily pull away with this one. Hopefully, Montreal can get back in this game. We got a lot of hockey remaining. I mean, full third period, we're hopping into. Anything could happen. Cale Makar gives it over to Nathan McKinnon. McKinnon, man, he looks fast right now. Finds Lehkonen and a good save by Montembeault. Why is Monty playing that puck, you dumb fuck? Colorado could easily collapse right now. Why did Cale Makar not go after that puck? Who knows? Oh my God, Nathan McKinnon in. Great save by Montembeault. Can we counterattack here, Le Montreal? I guess I'm a Habs fan for Game 7. Slavkovsky to Suzuki, and Caulfield couldn't bang home the one-timer. He had a 1T on a silver platter, and the cock could not deliver. Oh my, Ross Cole. Oh my God! Uri Slavkovsky with quite literally the luckiest cup final goal of all time, but luckily, they don't ask how, they ask how many, and it is a 1-goal game in the third period. What was he doing? What was Ross Colton doing? Trying to backhand it into the middle, and then Slavkovsky, I mean, broken play at its finest right there. He didn't even shoot that in the back of the net. Montreal is back in this hockey game, though. Even though it was a broken play, they will take it. It doesn't matter how they get it done. As long as they win the Stanley Cup, they'll be happy. Kirby Dach back to the blue line. Are they going to go D-to-D shot? Oh my, Blackwood kind of bobbled that a little bit. Captain Landy, is he going to skate it out? Hands it off to Manson. Oh, that is, I mean, what are we doing here, EA? The dude was a fucking foot offside. It was not even close. 12:35 left to play here in the third. Lots of hockey remaining. Bad turnover by Colorado. Oh my God. Send it over Bolduc, and an easy save by Blackwood. Kirby Dach on the draw. He's going to end up losing it. Landy over to Josh Manson. Manson gets it out of the zone. Smart playing there by Colorado. Nelson is into the... What? Can somebody explain to me what the hell that was by Brock Nelson? He just literally gave away the puck. It's just like sometimes the computer AI, they don't want to score. They don't want to do anything. Bolduc into the zone. Shorten that bench, baby. We are shortening the bench down by 1 with 9 to go. Gravanta, he had that big goal earlier on in the playoff run, and Montembeault makes the save. Jake Evans the other way. It is a 3-on-2. Evans into the zone, losing it to the old man, caveman Brent Burns. Jack Drury tries to get in the zone. Good deed there by Gooley. Gooley has a chance. Gooley finding Gallagher with a backhander on net. Easy save there by Wedgwood. Not Wedgwood. It's Blackwood. Oh my. Horrible turnover. Olsen in. Great save by Monty, keeping the season alive. Roll 4 lines. Fuck that. We are going for it. We only got, what, 4:40 remaining here in the third? The heavy tens against the wall. Can Colorado just seal the deal, close out this game, and win their second cup of the 2020s? Good save there by Monty. They have been a juggernaut to start the season. What is going on? Why are they just hugging each other behind the net? Struble over to Suzuki. He's going to get pinned there by Nate McKinnon. All the way up to Caulfield. Cross ice to Gallagher. Gallagher in. He tries to get a shot on net. Can't do it, though. Malinsky. D to Parker Kelly. Kelly, does he turn it over? Oh my God. How? How does Parker Kelly still have that puck? Enters the zone and an easy save. Oh my God. Martin H's opportunity. He doesn't get anything on it. Caden Gooley getting pinned. Full pressure here by Colorado. Less than a minute remaining. Can Montreal somehow find a way to tie this game up? Gooley over to Newhook. Tries to enter the zone. Great defending. We got to go for it soon. Oh my God. Nathan McKinnon just blocked. Okay. What the fuck was that? I got to pull the goalie, man. I got to get an opportunity to pull the netminder. And there it is. We are going for it. Gooley into the zone. Caden Gooley, what are you doing? What are you doing, buddy? 20 seconds left to play. Dobson, cross ice, Demidov, nice save, rebound, it's there, it's literally there, somebody put it on net, please, can we get an offensive zone draw? We can. 10 seconds remain, line A, Demidov, and there it is, Josh Anderson ties the game up with less than 10 to go, assisted by line A and Demidov, and we have ourselves a tie game in Game 7. I don't believe it. Colorado choked. They choked harder than a prime Mia Khalifa in 2015. It's been unbelievable in the playoff run. I just can't say anything else. Here we go in overtime. I can't believe we're here. I really did think Colorado was just going to cruise their way to a Stanley Cup, but Le Montreal no quit in them dogs. And here we are, overtime. Game 7 of the Cup Finals, the very last game, possibly the very last period. Good save there by Wedgwood. Not Wedgwood. Why do I keep saying that? Back to the blue line. Save. Rebound. Montreal's all over the play right now, and there it is. It is Caden Gooley with the Stanley Cup winning goal. And the Montreal Canadiens have broke the curse. The last team to win the Stanley Cup back in '93, and they're the first team to win it in 2026. Down in the series against Colorado, down in the game with only 9 seconds to go. They pull off absolute heroics. Josh Anderson, and then I think it was Caden Gooley from the blue line that buries it and seals the deal. Rookie Ivan Demidov will win the Conn Smythe. 12 goals, 22 points. Ivan Demidov has been that dude, and the Montreal Canadiens have got it done. Breaking the curse of 1993, they win Lord Stanley off of a Caden Gooley overtime winner. And Captain Nick Suzuki, come on up and collect that trophy, brother. You were oh so close in 2021. And now in 2025, you get the job done. Colorado was the odds-on favorite. They dominated the entire Western Conference. They dominated the Habs a little bit, I'm not going to lie. But it doesn't matter. They didn't win. They went to a Game 7 against Les Habitants. They had the lead. They couldn't hold on to it. Mackenzie Blackwood shit his pants in Game 7, and especially in overtime, as Brendan Gallagher raises the cup for the first time in his career as a Montreal Canadian. The unlikely of all unlikelies. Also, speaking of unlikely, Ivan Demidov, rookie Calder Trophy winner. He would be the first rookie to win it, I believe, since Jordan Binnington in 2019. But Ivan Demidov is a player. That man is not a goaltender. Noah Dobson wasn't spectacular, but he was steady on the back end for the Habs, and one of the biggest reasons they got it done. They had a rough road to the Cup Finals, but it doesn't matter. In the end, they ended up beating the juggernaut that was the Colorado Avalanche, and they are Stanley Cup champions. If the season ended today, Le Montreal would get it done in a 7-game series against the Colorado Avalanche in NHL 26. Individually, Nathan MacKinnon was the best player in the playoff run. 15 goals and 31 points in 22 games. Safe to say the guy cooked. Martin H had 23, only 2 goals though. Demidov had 12 goals, 22 points. Damn near point per game as a rookie. Ovi was great. Makar was also amazing. Protas had 10 goals and did his thing. For the goaltenders, Montembeault had a 923. There is no way that Samuel Montembeault is playing like this in the postseason. 4 shutouts is crazy.